rise and shine. Empower your dreams, make the future mine. From the heart of a weary, we're lighting the way. Join the movement, seize the day.
Are you a dreamer, innovator, or change maker looking to ignite your potential and make a difference? Then get ready for Imo Lite, the ultimate radio show designed to motivate, empower, and transform you. Join us every Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. on Boss Radio 98.9 FM Owerri as we bring you inspiring stories, expert advice, practical skills, and life-changing opportunities to help you rise and shine. From leadership and entrepreneurship to digital skills and personal growth, we have got it all. You can call in to share your story. Don't just sit back. Rise up, light up, join the movement with Imo Lite, and let's take the future together.
Together we'll shine forevermore.
Hello, 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 Imo Lites. Good afternoon, Imo Lites, Imo State, and beyond. Welcome to Imo Light Up Radio Show, your weekly power hour of motivation, empowerment, and impact. I'm your host, Chinonso Anukua, and this week we are stepping into leadership. Not someday, but today. So our theme today is becoming a young leader. Whether you're a student, you're an entrepreneur, you're a volunteer, or you're just someone who wants to make a difference, leadership begins with ownership. So as usual, we have a jam-packed episode today, right? We're going to talk about our action steps from last week. We have certain opportunities we have a change maker we're going to highlight, and we have our phenomenal guest speaker. Our guest speaker today will leave you wanting more. He has so much knowledge and so much depth, and I'm so excited to introduce him. And then after or during, we might switch things up. We'll also have an interactive session, and then we'll leave you with practical tips and action steps. This next hour, just get ready wherever you are. So if you're joining from, Canada or US or in the Western world, good morning. I hope you're enjoying your breakfast. Thank you for sharing your time with us. If you're in Europe or West Africa, good afternoon. Get your lunch ready, but I know this one will be a delicious treat for you. And if you're in Asia or in the Pacific, well, I hope you're enjoying your commute home or your dinner. But wherever you are in the world, thank you for joining Imo Light Up Radio Show, only on Buzz Radio 98.9 FM. Now, today's episode is brought to you by Pearlville School. Pearlville is the best nursery, primary, and secondary school in Imo State, and they're phenomenal. They have an upcoming leadership academy happening this August. Now, the Leadership Academy is where you can elevate your skills, you have negotiation, you can learn business etiquette, and it's for SS1, 2, 3, and recent high school graduates. So if you want to take your career prospects to the next level, you definitely want to join Pearlville Leadership Academy. They also have a summer camp happening this August as well for nursery, primary, and JS1, 2, 3. So wherever you are, thank you, Pearlville School, for empowering future leaders to rise, lead, and serve with integrity. All right, so we're going to get right into it, right? So we had a competition. We actually had a Be the Voice contest on social media where individuals submitted 30-second recordings to empower others, basically using their voice to talk about purpose, youth empowerment, or something that inspires others. And we had a winner of that contest, and his name is Adebayo Sunday Adejuwon. He's a musician, comedian, content creator, brand influencer, and a dancer. And he's a graduate of Rufus Giwa Polytechnic in Ondo State. So, Adebayo, thank you for using your voice to inspire others. Thank you for submitting a wonderful video. He had the most likes. And he's also pursuing entertainment in Lagos. So, he has his songs out currently on Audio Mac. And he's just, thriving in the MC world and advertising. So, wherever you are, Adebayo, thank you again for using your voice, and keep using your voice. And thank you to all our submissions and participants of the Be the Voice contest. Thank you. Now, the next thing we have is we have some opportunities. So, Imo Lites, Imo States, my fellow Nigerians, and wherever you are in the world, I have some good news. Now, I know we've been hearing a lot of Rocky, and it's not been the hottest and nicest news, but guess what? Nigeria's economy is estimated to have grown by 3.7% in the first half of 2025. This is huge. This means there is growth. There are good things happening, and we are growing and we are thriving as a nation. So whatever you're hearing, just know that the reports just came back recently. As of today, it's estimated to have grown by 3.7%. Now, what does this mean? There was actually a surprising result. It's not from agriculture, right? And although agriculture has been trending, and yes, keep doing what you're doing, but it's actually from crude oil production and manufacturing and services. So what this means is that if you can, and this is where the opportunity comes in, if you can find ways to improve your operations in-house, right? Because right now what's being in trend is that we're trying to have things and manufacture things in-house. It not only adds to the economy, it not only increases profits, but it decreases expenses and costs. So the latest trend is finding ways to improve your operations in-house, whether it's within your community, within your network, within your city, within your state, or within Nigeria. Find ways to improve your operations, and you will surely inevitably see a spike in profit. And what does this also mean? Another opportunity with this economy, with knowing that the improved growth and the improved percentage was from production and manufacturing, is that there's also going to be a rise in improved processes. What this means, and this is if you're a business owner, listen up very carefully. If you handle delivery and you deliver products, if you can cut down your delivery time and your delivery cost, then customers will naturally be attracted to you if you want to be the go-to. So right now, customers are looking for products and services, really products that where they don't have to wait so long and they don't have to pay for. So imagine if you're offering 24 hours or 1 week delivery at no cost to your customer. You will be the go-to for your industry on your sector. So I am so pleased to present this opportunity. This is a good news. This is a win for Imo State, a win for Southeast, but a win for Nigeria, that our economy is thriving and growing. And this means whatever you are doing, make sure your production is not only happening in-house, but you're also reducing your delivery time and delivery costs to keep your customer. So that's what we have today for our Changemaker Spotlight and our opportunity. All right, we're going to take a little break and then we will get back into introducing our speakers. Now, I want to announce that, not announce, but you're able to call in. So wherever you are, save these two numbers. It's a very engaging session. So as our speaker is speaking at the end or maybe throughout, you have an opportunity to call in and send messages. So save these two numbers. And if you're outside the country code for Nigeria is +234. Now, the first number is 0912 267 7989. You can call the live studio number to interact with us and participate. You can also send a WhatsApp message or call to 0806 999 2999. Again, the first number is 0912 267 7989. And the second number is 0806 999 2999. Now, before we get back to go off on break, I want to remember, because I remember we had a little task last week, and I'm sure y'all did your assignments. But let's remember, last week's action step was pick one thing you've been afraid to try because you're not good enough. Start it. Learn, grow, then share your experience with us. So last week's episode was on the growth mindset. So I want to hear from you. We do want to hear from you on what your experience in. What did you try last week that you were afraid to try? And how did you learn and grow for it? So again, this is just your power hour. We love hearing from you. We're not just here for good vibes. We're not just here for sharing insights. We also want to make sure that what you're getting from this show is impactful and you can also apply it directly to your life. All right, so thank you again for joining us at Imo Light Up Radio Show. I'm your host, Chinonso Anukwa, and this is only on Bus Radio 98.9 FM.
And I tell you my God, you know my style, you know the chance, then it's all up, baby. If you say you get the mind, then you wanna try, you will go die, baby. You've been a landslide for a long time, but they know I believe it. All of them come back, J one try, but you do I'm if it's easy. Who bad enough, who do it like good? Wait when I phone my cellular good. Your back and your spine, I got to go break, carry my weight. Because I'm way too big. To be fucking with you, I'm fucking with you, because I'm way too smart, to get you try, fucking with you, because I'm way too cool to be losing my Judy, I bring the thunder like Moody. They say I'm on drugs, give me a moody. But everything they talk, they know they do me. That's not because me, I be spooty. Before my life changed, I lived in the movie. Used to roll with the shank just like Julie. Still fuck God cause I'm unruly. Beat my case cause I'm hungry. Took my place as the shine papa of the Nigerian Rudy. Because I'm way too big. Way too big to be the bitch. I'm fucking with you. Because I'm way too smart. Too smart to be taking try with you, cause I'm way too cool to be losing my
All right. Hello, Imo Lites, Imo State, and beyond. Welcome back to Imo Light Up Radio Show, your weekly power hour of motivation, inspiration, and impact. Now, I'm getting ready to introduce our guest speaker, and I am so thrilled about this one. The perfect conversation, the perfect topic for the perfect young leader we have today. All right, so meet Prince Cletus Ilomuanya Jr., a visionary leader, public servant, and entrepreneur driving change across Nigeria. As founder and CEO of Sundown Group, he's redefining real estate through Sundown Real Estate in Southeast Nigeria. He also leads the Orlu Restoration Movement, promoting civic and community development. With sharp intuition and a passion for impact, he brings a message of vision, resilience, and transformation. Prince Cletus will be our special guest. He's our special guest today on the 5th episode of Imo Light Up Radio Show, and he'll be sharing thoughtful insights on the theme, Becoming a Young Leader. Good afternoon, Prince. How are you doing?
Very well. Good afternoon, Imo State. Good afternoon, Southeast. Good afternoon, Nigerians. Very happy to be here.
Wow, it's so nice to hear from you. So thank you for spending the day with us, and thank you for coming today to spend the time with us.
My absolute pleasure.
Wow. Okay, so we're just going to get right started into it. What inspired you to start leading change in your community?
I'd say my inspiration, I could link my inspiration to my father, really, because growing up, see him handle many situations and things involving and concerning Ndibo as a whole, as a general, that's Eze Dr. C.I. Ilomuanya, His Royal Majesty, the Chairman, Imo State Council of Elders. I've seen him do this for many years, bringing our people together, standing for our people. So it's just something that at some point it just I don't know if I would say it fell on me or I just fell into it, kind of, that kind of thing. So it just happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so how did you mobilize others to join you?
I think I'll say the grace of God. Sometimes when the grace of God is at work in your life, people are easily drawn to you, and I moved back from Abuja for this. I was thriving in Abuja. I was into the entertainment industry at that time. So somehow God rechanneled my path back to home. And they always say it starts at home. You must start from your grassroots. So somehow I met like minds. From there, I became a part of the process. I didn't just start off being a leader. I was a servant myself. I worked. I was a part of the process. I got involved with other youths that were passionate and driven towards the same things. So it was a case of just getting involved with like minds. There are so many people I was opportune to meet and work with. At the time. And drawing from that energy, you see so much. You see young people with that passion and drive to make a change as little as they possibly can, some in just their communities, some just their villages. From there, we grew up to the state level. Now we're on a zonal level. So it's to just say the grace of God,
Amen, amen, amen to that. So talking about your transition here and maybe, your journey so far, what challenges have you faced as a young leader and how have you dealt with them?
For me personally, coming from the kind of background I come from, the automatic assumption is things are handed down to me, but that's not the kind of upbringing I have, especially with the kind of father I had, we're 6 boys in our family.
Wow.
So, I really give my dad the credit, it's a case of where you had to show, you're worth it. You have to even prove. Till today, I'm still proving myself,
Wow, right.
That kind of thing. Nothing's been handed to me. Everything you see me achieve or what I am today, I've had to go in and work for it, just like everybody else. But the thing with someone like me coming from my kind of background is already there's an automatic assumption, that it's been handed to him. So I probably even have to do double work than the person just coming from a nobody, trying to become a somebody, I do double the work because first and foremost, I need to convince these people so they can allow me be a part of them.
Okay.
So... And these are the people that hold the keys to these youth doors and the youth movements and all these things. So first of all, I need to show them I'm interested. I want to be a part of it. I'm ready to do the comradeship, that kind of thing. So yeah, that kind of thing. So yeah.
It's so interesting that you say that because, like you said, people would expect the opposite.
Yeah.
But you're laying the foundation and you're laying the groundwork. So, which kind of segues to my next one. What is your vision for the future?
Personally, I want to see a work in Nigeria. I want to see opportunities for young people. We have this mentality. I wouldn't blame our fathers and our forefathers. For example, you could hear a senior man will tell you, like, someone that's 50 years old, still call him as a small boy. You can just imagine, but that guy is 50. So if someone that's 50 is struggling to get opportunities, so talk of the guy that's 30 or 25. So you see this narrative. We have to push. We have to push. So the good thing, especially with this present government now, for example, there are a few young persons that have opportunity. So them doing well is opening the door for people like us to still come through those same doors. That's why I'm always out there looking for the young people that are doing well in certain positions, because you don't want them to abuse these positions and make it difficult for them to give the same opportunity to other young people, for example. So it's basically the drive to see a Nigeria where you could have a young guy and you can give him like a tedious task to do and he would deliver on it. You would trust him to deliver and he would deliver on it. This is what we're talking about. This is what we're looking for. This is part of what we do with Olu Restoration Movement now. The idea, in the last disposition, I was the state leader of the Alliance of Youth Organizations in Imo State, which is the biggest youth organization structure in Imo State. You know, it came together as a formation with so many youth organizations. We all came together to stand and have a single voice,
right?
You know, so that we can now speak and be heard, you know.
Right.
And the great thing about it is, as at the last, we put a proposal forward to His Excellency, you know, and I'm proud here today to say that our proposal was implemented. And
Wonderful.
The thing about it is, we didn't push that agenda just for us to benefit from it. Today we have the Commissioner of Youth is a young guy. Dr. Mandela is a young guy, just through comradeship and everything.
Oh, yes.
That's our proposal. We ask His Excellency to do something so that we could have the youths be more involved.
Okay.
You know, and we're not out there doing all these things so that we benefit directly from it. The idea is we want this change to happen so that it opens door for many more young people to be a part of the process, because the demographic for Nigeria, 25% of our population is young people.
Right.
So, and that's the workforce, that's the power, that's the driving force. We have young people. We have you here doing great.
Yes, thank you so
you know,
Thank
so
you.
you see, and other people on the radio, you see how the energy, you know, I listen to the radio when I'm driving home. You see the energy, you see the conversations, you know, it involves young people. That's how you drive change, because these young people tomorrow will be dads, they'll be moms, and they will teach their young ones coming up. So I think the idea is get the young people early,
right?
Get them fresh.
Okay.
Work on their minds,
right?
You know, because you see a lot of the wrong things happening as well. You can bring it close to young people. It's not what we want, you know. But so if you get them early, you get them fresh, you give them opportunities, let them know that they belong. You can. It's basically you can, that kind of thing. I'm sure we'll bring more people out from these bushes, to be honest.
Now that's a good one. So I want to kind of just segue a little bit off, or diverge a little bit off. You mentioned something about trust.
Yes.
You know, trusting people to deliver.
Yes.
And so in your experience, it seems like you've worked with a lot of, I won't say our elders, maybe not elders, but people who have lived and been there, you know, and walked the path we want to walk.
Yes.
What makes you think, what is something, or how can they trust a young leader? How can they trust someone? You know, because I believe right now a lot of them are looking to hand over.
Yes.
Some of them are handed over. Some of them are looking for their successors.
Yes.
So what do you think, based on your experience, they're looking for in regards to trust? How can they trust an upcoming young leader?
At this point, I would like to reference the immediate past CAN chairman of Imo State and the South is Reverend Father Dr. Etches. You know, I was opportune to be in a meeting with him, you know, a while back, earlier in the year, you know, and he said something that resonated with me in that meeting. He says, when the time comes, people will ask, what are your antecedents? You know, focus on that word, antecedents. That means, what have you done before? What do people know you for? What can they say you did or you've done? You know, these are the things. What's your track record? You know, these are the things people will be looking at. You know, in a case where someone's been doing well from coming up all through the system, people are aware of his antecedent, what he's been doing, how he's been going about it. It makes it easier for them to give you an opportunity. But when they give you the opportunity, still, you want these people to be there to guide you through it. You can't just come and be a know-it-all. Like, you know, leadership, I believe leadership is community-based. It's a together something. You know, I don't believe in autocratic kind of leadership where one man knows it all. You may be the smartest person in the room, but if you're not informed, you may be embarrassed, you know, by the guy that you ridiculed, you know. So it's a case of together we can. Yes, we can.
Right.
So that's how we do it, you know. And I happen to learn all of this working with other youth leaders, you know. Coming in, I didn't just come in and become a youth leader. I went through the comradeship process, you know. We did the solidarity marches. We did all of that stuff, you know, before now where we are now, that we can say we speak and talk to these people. I had to show them I was a part of it, you know. Right. And I learned from them. You have to humble yourself and be willing to learn. You know? So It's basically you need to check yourself.
Okay.
Make sure you're doing the right thing so that when that opportunity presents itself, you're there to take the key and open the door.
Okay, that's speaking to me. I'm listening. I'm taking it all in. I feel like we're going to need to take a little break because I also want to ponder on that for a little bit. Okay. So listeners, we're going to let you get some time to ponder on that. We're going to go for a little break and then we'll be right back with regular programming. Thank you, Prince, for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
We'll be right back.
Boss 98.9 FM, keeping you company 24/7.
7 days in a week, 7 wonders of the world, 7 continents that shape our story. Now, prepare for something legendary, the Big 7, only at the Busy Boss Cultural Festival. This Saturday, August 30th, 2025. Boss Radio at 4, Busybody at 3, and the entire Busy Boss crew unite for an event that redefines entertainment. Venue, Mimi Place, Plot 5048 All Seasons Avenue, beside Havana Cinemas, New Owerri. Tickets, just 2,000 naira for adults and 1,000 naira per child. Red carpet opens at 12 noon. Main event lights up at 2 p.m. 7 years, 1 stage, total experience. Busy Boss Cultural Festival, powered by the Busy Boss family.
Boss 98.9 FM, keeping you company 24/7.
This is Boss Radio 98.9 FM Owerri, putting the community back into local radio. Stay connected and be part of the conversation. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Boss Radio 989 FM and join us on Facebook and TikTok at Boss Radio 98.9 FM Owerri. Visit our website at www.boss989fm.com. The World Wide Web, never found local, so stay social and get in touch. Boss Radio 98.9 FM. Stay social, stay connected.
Now I am there, oh my God. No lose God. If you don't want to cry, I better go. I know come do wayo. I know come do wayo. If I invest in my love, sure I go see return. Tell me now. I know come do wayo. I better go. Love me now, my baby. Yeah. You one day play my heart. I be human like you. You know the reason, you know they feel my pain. I don't go low. Please talk to me. If you not be real, I know do again. Oh, I better. I know come do wayo. I know come do wayo. If I invest in my love, sure I go see return. Tell me now. I know come do wayo. I beg God.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
All right, all right, all right. Hello, Imo Lights. Hello, Imo State and beyond. Welcome back to Imo Light Up Radio Show. I'm your host, Chinonso Anukoa, and this is Imo Light Up Radio Show only on Buzz Radio 98.9 FM. So we started off the show, we gave you a little opportunity, a little hint, a little tip about where to take your business and how to take your business to the next level. So if you missed that, just catch the recap later on. We're also currently talking to Prince Cletus right now. He's speaking on becoming a young leader, and he's offering really great insights about his journey, about what mobilized him, about how to start leading change in the community. So we're so grateful for this time with you all. Hello, Prince. How are you?
Very well. Still here.
Yay, I'm glad you're still here. We're grateful that you you dedicated your afternoon here with us.
My pleasure.
And wherever you are listening in the world, please write down the live studio number 0912 267 7989. 0912 267 7989. And you can also join in the conversation on WhatsApp at 0806 999 2999. That's 0806 999 2999. So there'll be chance for you all to not just ask Prince a questions or multiple questions, but we would also love to hear your journey not just on leadership, but your journey as well about last week's assignments or action steps where you had to pick one thing you are afraid of and to try something you're not good enough. Start it, learn, and then share your experience. So I love the experiential part. We usually have good conversations, and some of y'all are calling in, some of y'all are sending messages. So let's make it an insightful conversation. I believe we have a caller right now. Hello?
Hello? Yeah, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. How are you doing today?
I'm good, to the glory of God.
Amen. What's your question?
First of all, let me mention my name. You're supposed to ask me my name first.
Okay, what's your name?
Yes. Is there not the procedure?
Yes, sir. What is your name, sir?
Yes. When somebody call on the radio, first of all, you ask the person to mention his name before you ask your question. You get me?
Hello, sir.
Hello?
What's your question, sir?
Yes, my name is Comrade Frank from Works Layout.
Hello, sir. Comrade
Hello.
Frank. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Okay, wonderful. What's your question?
My question to our guest in the studio.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he has been talking about his youthfulness, his involvement to start promoting there's an HSC. No, my brother, I don't need to be all this kind of. Don't become a psychopath. You get me?
Okay.
I know HSC very well more than you. So when you are talking about your youth program, you talk it. You don't give a maybe don't promote or start maybe exclusively or promoting everybody. I want to know. I'm asking our guest in the studio question. We are talking about youth leadership. What level have you as a youth?
Hello, sir. Are you here with us?
I think we lost him.
Oh, no, ask your question. Hello? Okay. All right. Thank you for calling. If you have any questions or ways to join, you definitely call the live studio number at 0912 267 7989. All right. Thank you for our caller. Also send your messages on any questions you have for us. So Prince, we're going to continue. Shall we continue?
Of course, please.
All right. So the next question is, what are the most important traits of a young leader?
I think most importantly, you need to be passionate about what you're doing. You have to be passionate for it. You need to be people-centered. You know, part of the problems, which I'm sure our previous caller was going to drive to this, part of the problems is, you know, people that are self-centered. You know, you need people that are people-oriented, you know. So you need to be humble so that people will be willing to work with you. You need to be people-oriented. You need to be passionate about it. And you need to be driven. And most importantly, for me, which I think is the most vital virtue, is having the fear of God.
Okay.
You know, because when you have the fear of God in your dispositions, you know, wherever you find yourself, whatever position you find yourself, you would when you think God first, you know, it's easy to fall in line and to act from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Prince. All right, we have another caller. Hello. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Yes, hello, good afternoon. How are we doing? Who is on the line?
I'm thinking my name is Kennedy.
Hello, Kennedy. How can we help you? What question do you have for us?
First of all, I want to call you to comment about this.
Hello, Kennedy. Are you still with us?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, I say I want to comment your program
Okay.
and also comment our guest, Prince Cletus Ilomuanya. And although the last caller, I didn't like the way it sounded. They are polite to correct somebody on the program like this. Because there's a brother, chance of listening. So I'm sure you're listening to what I'm saying. There's a way to put somebody on air naturally without having it on them. Number one. Number two, I heard what the prince says. The prince took us through his difficult troubles, challenges, and you know, he was once a servant. You know, to becoming a leader. Yes, I also witnessed part of him being a servant.
Yes, we can hear you. Yes. Yes, thank you for your thoughts. We can hear you. You can keep going.
That I listened to the prince when his full struggles, you know, how he was a servant, you know, how he started, you know, before becoming a leader and all of that. Definitely. And then him being a advocate and witness some part of him being a servant, and also witness part of him being a leader also. And I must commend him for his leadership, what he said.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
very much for the
Kennedy. Thank you very
compliments.
much.
Thank you so much. We're glad that you're tuning in and you're enjoying the show. All right, thank you for calling. All right, so we're going to go back to regular questions. Again, if you have questions for us, definitely call and send in your questions via WhatsApp or call in. We love to hear from you. We're going to kind of go back to the conversation, but we'll take more questions later on if we have time. So are you ready, Prince, to continue?
I was born for
Oh,
this.
thank you. Thank you, sir. All right. How does leadership start with self-leadership?
Let me draw from our previous caller. You know, he made mention of something that he's seen and he's witnessed me go through this process. You know, I was really happy to hear that. Really pleased to hear that, because when you take that step to go do these things, you know, first of all, you're doing this for God, you know, then for humanity, you know, then if at some point people take recognition of what you're doing, that's where the plus and the added come into it, you know. So, what was the question again?
How does leadership start with self-leadership?
Okay, yes, good. That's why I was drawing from there. So, self-leadership, that means it starts from you. Who are you as a person? Have you identified who you are, what you want to be? Then you identify how do you want to go about it? What angle are you coming from? Where's your direction? What's leading you? What are your drivers? You know, you take a personal evaluation of yourself. How do you prepare for your day? What are your motivators? You know, who are your mentors? Who do you look forward to seeing? Who do you aspire to be? You know, so all these questions you will debate it with yourself. You battle it with yourself. You need to be able to give up those personal leisures, you know, so that you can be somebody people can resonate with and people can accommodate. So it takes a lot of self-examination. You need to examine yourself and be ready to do away with certain things, certain vices. You need to be able to let go of it, because like I could just simply say you're battling against your own demons, you know, kind of thing. So you need to prepare yourself, be the leader you want to see. Basically, you want to be the person you want to see. So it starts from you. It's a personal opinion. It's your personal choice. Once you've taken that choice and you choose to stand by it, you need to be really strong-willed. You need to stand by it. You just take that personal decision and stand by it and trust God all the way.
Amen.
That's
Amen.
Yeah.
So how do you, when you take a personal decision, how do you have this unwavering kind of imagine you have principle, this unwavering, steadfast focus in the face of adversity?
Yeah. First and foremost, I made it my duty to be a man of principles, to be a man of value, you know, as a young father myself, you know, because even before then, this is the change I want to see. You know, I pride myself in being a principled person, because when you have your principles, you are unshakable. You wouldn't walk into a room and try to please, you know, compared to that previous speaker talking about sycophancy. That's not me. I have no reason to be a sycophant, and I thank God for that. You know?
Right.
It's the grace of God that makes this thing possible, because I have identified myself.
Exactly.
You know, so
exactly.
and I work with my principles. Anything outside of my principle, outside of my values, is not for me. And I thank God, you know, that we're not hungry. I'm not hungry, you know. So it's a case of I could say no. You know, so you don't see me running after appointments and chasing all these things. No, because I'm building my own CV. I know where I'm trying to go, and I know what is expected of me. I know what my people expect of me. I have my whole autonomous community expecting from me. They know what they want to see. They know what they expect their prince to be. You know, so these people, I cannot fail them.
Right.
I must uphold that trust they've given me, and I have to be a good ambassador of Obinugu. I cannot come out. Imagine, God forbid, I don't even want to go there. God forbid, I don't want to even fail my people. So these are the drivers. It's very important. You need to have that self-discipline and know where you're coming from, to be honest. You need to know where you're coming from. It's in the Bible. You can't forget where you're coming from. So that's why you must even give reverence to those who have impacted on you. It would be a shame. In academic writing, it's called plagiarism. I'm not going to take the saying of a well-known, respected figure in society like Reverend Etches and make it my own. That's plagiarism in academic writing. So you see, you must reference these people. You don't forget where you've come from just because you think you may have arrived. God forbid, that cannot be me.
Thank you. That's a really good one. You're really speaking to our listeners, I believe. All right, so we're going to take another question. And again, I am seeing your calls, okay? Thank you for calling. We're going to check back in with you all in a little bit, but let's get through this interview session. But hold on to your question. We'll check back with you all. My next question for you, Prince, is how can youth lead without having a power or a title?
Good. How can a youth lead without having power or title? I think, like I said, you must have identified yourself. So it's easy for you to grow from there. Then you find like minds. That's why you see there's so much brotherhood in comradeship. You know, you see these people that are comrades. They don't have the power or the titles. You know, as much as I know, people from Imo, we love our titles, right honorable, distinguished, this and that, one time this, one time that, you know, but you identify yourself, you find like minds, you know, like even in politics, they'll say it's strength in numbers. So in comradeship is strength in numbers. You know, there's no way, if I wanted to mobilize 10,000 people in front of Boss Radio FM today, I could do that.
Right.
I'm not going to come to your gates with 10,000 people and you would ignore me. It would be very difficult to ignore me.
Right.
That's my own power I've gotten for myself. So you see, this is why sometimes you see, that's why governments respect labor unions. They are the driving force of the society. They could cripple the economy if they choose to. You know, and where's their strength coming from? They don't have power or titles. They have numbers. You see? So having access to that amount of numbers, you're already moving strong. You're becoming a force, you know? And the Christians will tell you that I am the son of the Most High God. we are made princes and princesses by His doing.
Mm-hmm.
So there are many people that are children of God that already have this in them. They feel like they are. You don't have to be a prince to sound like a prince.
Right.
You speak with authority, especially when you know your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You're well learned.
Mm-hmm.
You've taken yourself through the process, so you know your metal. You know, so people are not just gonna push you to one side or the other. That's why, if you notice, I know I don't want to draw too much politics into this, but a recognizable example is like Senator Adams Oshomole. He was a tailor before he became a labor leader, before he became the governor of the state. That's a son of a nobody.
Right.
He didn't just go and become the governor. He became the labor leader. He had the numbers. So they had to listen to him. That's how it is. Even our commissioner for youth today, he's a mobilizer. He have his numbers. So you see these people, they've gone through a process to get where they are.
Okay.
So you wouldn't come and like our young people will say, we'll call it hating. You're not gonna go hating on them. They paid their dues, you know?
Yes.
So from this, you become your own person, and you'll be surprised. Those in places of authority, they'll be forced to work with you because you are a force now in the society, and it will be to their own disadvantage to ignore you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I love, so y'all hear this, mobilize the troops, mobilize your youth, mobilize your community if you want to make the difference. I love that. Thank you, Prince. We're going to take a very, very short break, and then we're going to come back, ask you a final question, take one or two questions, and then we will come back and with practical tips. So stay tuned for about a minute, and then we'll come back to regular programming.
What you gonna do if you run a blind date and you find out it's me eventually? Act like I never planned it. Can you handle the surprise mentally? Yeah, I know it's just the first date, but can you touch your ten toes in my Escalade? You play COD, I like you already. Matters are rising. Listen when I say I will not waste your time, so make your mind day. It's not my business. I would still like to know what's your mileage. If you get to know me, I'll be bad boy by night, a pastor by day. Not yet to violate you. Why I don't feel like girl to find. Like where you born? 99. Anti-Kai. Don't be shy. Let's visit your grandma's. What's the vibe? Thing you like? Oh, I love it. Super soaker, even I. We don't go good if you don't feel like. I'm uncurving. Ask for consent, not normal procedure, not forcing. I want it in by entry. I put up. That's all I'm doing. I'm not locking her. I went. I got stuck in her. She talking about the little ones are dropping her. I'm not trusting her. My thighs are rising. Listen when I say I will not waste your time, so make your mind day. It's not my business. I would still like to know what's your mileage. If you get to know me, I'll be bad boy by night, the bastard by day. Not yet to violate you. Why I don't feel like girl to find. Like where you born? 99. Anti-Kai. Don't be shy. Let's visit your grandma's. What's the vibe? Thing you like? Super soaker, even I. We look good if you don't feel like.
Another world. We are hotter than your darling station. We got the groove, and that's why they have come to give a toast to the boss. Oh, the boss. 1989.
We are hotter than your darling station. We got the groove, and that is why they have come to give a toast to the boss. 98.9 FM.
Now, echo it to the world.
Oxygen holiday resort. Craving luxury, excitement, and unforgettable memories.
Welcome to Oxygen Holiday Resort, Owerri's premier destination for elegance and relaxation.
Indulge in our exquisite vintage furnishings.
Experience comfort like never before.
Savour diverse continental and local dishes at our on-site restaurants. Relax by the bean-shaped pool or stay active at our fully equipped gym.
Planning an event? Our banquet hall accommodates up to 300 guests. Perfect for weddings, conferences, and celebrations.
And when the sun sets,
the night comes alive at Club XXL. Join us every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for electrifying music,
premium drinks, and an atmosphere that is simply unmatched.
Oxygen Holiday Resort is located at 2 to 10 Lady Anna's Wosu Lane, off Assembly Road, Area A, New Owerri.
For reservations, call 070-6157-0942.
Oxygen Holiday Resort,
where luxury meets nightlife.
You're cruising with the Boss sounds of the city on Boss Radio. 98.9 FM Owerri. All hits. All day, keep it locked on 98.9 Boss Radio. 98.9 FM, where infotainment never stops.
All right. We're almost done. Unfortunately, this hour has gone by way too quickly, but wherever you are, thank you for joining us on Imo Light Up Radio Show, only on Buzz Radio 98.9 FM. I'm your host, and today's episode was brought to you by Pearlview School, the best nursery, primary, and secondary school in all of Imo State. It's a private school, and they have a summer camp coming up for nursery, primary, and JS 123. They also have a leadership academy for SS 123 and recent high school graduates. So if you'd like to elevate your leadership skills and career prospects, or you want to unlock your creativity, make sure you check out Pearlville School on social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or send them an email at pearlvilleschool@gmail.com or info@pearlvilleschool.org. So thank you, Pearlville School, again for empowering the next future of leaders to rise, lead, and serve with integrity. Now, I'm here with Prince, and we have some questions coming, but we're going to get to the questions. But before, let me leave you with some practical tips. We're going to leave you with some practical tips and action steps, and then we'll take one or two questions. So thank you all. This is a hot session. You all are very active, and I love it. Prince, it must be you today.
Well, with the grace of God.
What can you do?
What can I say?
Amen.
What can I say?
All right. So get your notebook and pen. Get something to write, because we're going to leave you with 5 practical leadership steps you can take this week. 5 practical leadership steps you can take this week. The first is lead yourself first. Build discipline. If you want to become a young leader, build discipline, build consistency, and integrity. These are 3 core traits you need to have. The second is take initiative. Do not wait. Start where you are. Whatever you have, whatever resources you have, start. The third is serve others. Leadership is a service to others, to the community. Great leaders lift the world. The fourth is keep learning. Make sure you keep powering your mind. You read books, you watch talks, you seek mentors, you join in those intellectual conversations. Just pump information into your mind. And the last one is speak up. Make sure you share ideas, join town hall meetings, talk to your community. Use your voice to influence others and inspire others. And that's what we're doing here at Imo Light Up Radio Show. We are using our voice to empower, inspire, and lift others up. So these are the 5 practical leadership steps you can take this week. Now, really quickly, your action step. Don't forget, your action step this week is to identify one problem in your school, your community, or your online space. Identify the problem. Now take one step to solve this problem and invite others to join with you. So you want to invite at least 3 people to join with you. So find the problem, find a solution, and invite at least 3 people to join you and rise up with you. So we have your 5 practical tips, and then we have your action steps this week. So Prince, we're going to go back to the questions. I think we have time for 1 or 2 questions. Are you ready? So one question was from Emeka. Emeka said, are there the positives and negatives can the youth leaders learn from older leaders. So what are the positives and negatives that youth can take away from older leaders?
First, I want to commend you for those points you just put out.
Thank you.
Those are really good.
Thank you.
Really good. And to be honest, that's it in a nutshell. Those are really good. So, positive pros and cons from past leaders. You see, to be a good leader, you need to be a good student of history. You know, there's a school of thought that, as they say, history often repeats itself. I beg to differ. You know, history doesn't have to repeat itself, especially when you learn your lessons from it. You know, and I'm guessing that's where that question is coming from. You know, you need to learn from those that have come before you. This is why you must pay your dues. You must pay your respect.
Mm-hmm.
You know, no man is an island on his own. You know, so you must have learnt from who has come before you, so that you don't fall into a mess or make the same mistakes. You know, the idea is to take our country, our society, our community, our villages, to take it to the next level. You wouldn't expect a young leader to come in now and go and start making the same mistakes. Then what have we been complaining about? You know, so you must pay attention to what's happening around you. You
right.
see, what is it they did that did not work out?
Right.
You know, that's the first thing you should do. You get into an office.
Right.
What did my predecessor do that did not work? What do I need to work on to change? What is it the people expect and want from me? You know, when these things are your drivers, surely you'll be seeing the changes. So when it comes to the pros and the cons, you know, look out for what they did that did not work. You know, you see the ones that worked and worked well. Implement those same ones. Let it keep going. The ones that did not work well, you take it away. Look for new solutions. Implement them. Success. That's it.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, my Emeka, I hope that answered your questions. All right, we're rounding up. I don't want to leave, but I have to let you go. All right. So wherever you are, thank you again for joining us on our Power Hour of motivation, empowerment, and impact. And thank you, Prince, so much for dedicating your time and your knowledge for us. Thank you. So I'm glad. So wherever you are, until next week, same time. Don't forget your assignments. Share your journey with us at hashtag Imo Lite Up. IMOLITEUP. And again, thank you, Pearlville School, for empowering and championing our next generation of leaders. Until next week, take care. Bye-bye.